Hey, beautiful girl. Come on, let's walk. You don't need to slow down. You don't need to speed up. Just keep walking exactly the way you already are. Perfect. You know, I've always liked this part, the beginning. Not because anything exciting happens, because it's usually the moment your thoughts are the loudest. You've left wherever you started. You're not quite where you're going yet. It's just the in-between. And somehow, the in-between always seems to invite overthinking. I bet there was a little moment before you left, maybe only a few seconds longer. You caught your reflection somewhere, a mirror, a window, your phone screen. You adjusted something, maybe your hair, maybe your top, maybe nothing at all, just one last look. I think every girl does that, some more than others, and I wonder if, for just a second, you asked yourself the same question so many of us do. Do I look alright? I wish you could have borrowed my eyes for that moment, because I don't think I'd have noticed the things you were looking for. I'd probably have thought, she looks lovely. And then we'd both have left the house. Come on, beautiful girl. Let's keep walking. Can I tell you something funny? I think you've become very good at spotting everything that's still changing, and surprisingly bad at noticing everything that already has. It's almost as if your brain updates the goalposts every week. The moment something starts feeling normal, it stops counting it. That's a little unfair, don't you think? Your skin feels softer than it used to. Maybe you don't think about it every day anymore, but there are little moments. Pulling a sleeve over your arm, resting your cheek against a pillow, running your hand across your leg after you've shaved. Little moments where your own body quietly reminds you, I'm here. Nobody applauds those moments, but I think they deserve celebrating. Still with me? Good. You know, I caught myself wondering something. I wonder how many people have already walked past you today and never questioned you for a second. Not because they made some big decision, because they were thinking about dinner, or work, or their shopping list, or whether they remembered to reply to that message. Their world kept turning, and somewhere inside that ordinary little world, another girl walked past. That's all. You. Just another girl going about her day. Sometimes I think your anxious thoughts ask far more questions than strangers ever do. And anxious thoughts, well, they're not always the most reliable storytellers. Come on, beautiful girl. There's something I noticed just now. Actually, maybe noticed isn't the right word. It's more like I remembered. Bodies learn things quietly. The way you carry your weight. The way you stand when you're waiting. The way your hips shift almost without asking you. The way one foot naturally settles before the other. Nobody teaches that. Your body simply finds what feels comfortable. and yours has become wonderfully soft in the way it moves. Not dramatic, not exaggerated, just comfortable. I wonder if you felt that before. Walking somewhere, thinking about something completely unrelated, and then suddenly becoming aware of the gentle rhythm of your hips. Not because you're trying to create it, because it's simply there. Your body has been quietly learning you. I rather like that thought. You know, I don't think femininity always arrives with big moments. I think it arrives disguised as ordinary life. Brushing your hair behind your ear, checking if your lip gloss is still there, pulling your sleeves over your hands because they're a little cold, looking down and noticing your necklace, crossing your legs without thinking, holding your phone with those lovely hands of yours. Actually, your hands, I don't think you've looked at them with enough kindness. They've become softer somehow, not different enough for a stranger to notice, different enough for you. The way your fingers wrap around a coffee cup, the way your nails catch the light, the way you brush loose strands of hair away from your face. They're quietly feminine. They're yours, and I think they're lovely. Still with me? Good. Can I guess something? I bet there have been moments recently where you've caught yourself in a reflection, and for the tiniest fraction of a second before your inner critic arrived, you simply saw her. Not perfectly, not forever, just there she is. Those little moments matter because your first thought is often the honest one. The second one is usually fear catching up, and fear is very persuasive, but it isn't always right. You know, there's another thing I hope you don't rush past. There will be little moments, maybe they're happening already, where your clothes begin to feel different. Not because the clothes changed, because your relationship with them did. A favorite jumper sitting just a little more comfortably, jeans settling naturally around your hips, a jacket falling differently across your shoulders, a soft top resting gently across your chest. Not dramatic, just quietly right. One day you'll probably realize you've stopped checking those things quite so often. Not because you've stopped caring, because they started feeling like yours. And that's a beautiful kind of ordinary. Come on, beautiful girl. Let's keep walking. We've only just started, and I have a feeling this is going to be one of those walks where, without even noticing it happen, you become a little kinder to yourself. One ordinary step at a time. Hey, still with me? Good. I was hoping you would be. I like this part of the walk. It's funny, after 10 or 15 minutes, people usually stop thinking quite so hard. You don't even notice it happening. Your breathing settles, your shoulders drop a little, your mind gets distracted by ordinary things again. That's always been one of my favorite things about walking. It reminds your brain that not every moment needs solving. Actually, there's something I've been wondering. When was the last time somebody smiled at you and you immediately assumed it was because they were being kind? Not because they were looking at you, not because they were judging you, because that's what people do sometimes. I don't think your mind gives kindness enough credit. It notices uncertainty immediately. But kindness slips past almost unnoticed. And I wonder how many little moments you've quietly forgotten. Someone holding a door, someone stepping aside to let you pass, someone saying, "After you," without another thought. Those moments count too. Come on, beautiful girl, let's keep walking. You know, I don't think enough people talk about what it feels like when your body slowly stops feeling unfamiliar. Not because everything changes overnight, because one day you realize you've stopped noticing certain things. You stop thinking about how you're walking, because walking has simply become walking. Your hips find their own little rhythm, not because you're trying to move a certain way, because your body has found what feels natural. It's lovely to watch. I think if you could see yourself from across the street, you'd be surprised. Not shocked, not overwhelmed, just pleasantly surprised. You'd probably think, she has a nice way of walking, and then you'd carry on with your day. Funny, isn't it? We're often much kinder to strangers than we are to ourselves. I bet you've had one of those moments where you've looked down while you're walking and noticed your outfit sitting just right. Maybe your favorite jumper, maybe a hoodie, maybe a coat you've started to love wearing, and for a second, it felt comfortable. Not perfect, not life-changing, just comfortable. I think comfort is underrated. There's something really beautiful about putting clothes on and spending more time enjoying them and worrying about them. You're getting closer to that. I really think you are. You know, I like watching girls when they're completely distracted. Not in a strange way, just people are themselves when they forget they're being observed. They laugh differently, they stand differently, they brush their hair back without thinking, they tuck loose strands behind an ear, they rest one hand on a bag strap, they check a message, they smile at something on their phone. They're simply living. And do you know something? I think you're exactly the same. Somewhere between thinking about work, or what you're having for dinner, or the song playing in your headphones, you completely forget to perform. And what's left is just you, a girl. That's my favorite version of you. Not because she's trying, because she isn't. Come on, beautiful girl. I noticed something else. Your hands. Actually, I know I mentioned them before, but they've been on my mind. Hands tell little stories. The way someone holds a drink, the way they wave, the way they gesture when they're talking, the way they smooth down their clothes without realizing. I think your hands have become quietly elegant. Maybe you've noticed your fingers looking a little more delicate. Maybe your nails catch your eye sometimes. Maybe you've smiled after painting them. Or maybe you've simply enjoyed how they look wrapped around a warm cup of coffee. Little things, beautiful little things, and they all count. You know, I wonder if you've ever had this happen. You're waiting for something, a train, a bus, a friend, and without really thinking, you cross your legs, shift your weight, rest your hip, look around. Then suddenly you realize you weren't thinking about how you looked. You were just being. I think those moments arrive much more often than you realize. And every single one of them is your mind quietly learning that it's safe. Safe to exist. Safe to be seen. Safe to simply be another girl waiting for the lights to change. Still with me? You know, there's one thing I hope you never lose. Curiosity, the kind that notices little changes, not because you're searching for what's missing, because you're beginning to appreciate what's already here. Maybe your skin catches the light differently. Maybe your eyelashes look especially pretty today. Maybe your perfume lingers on your scarf. Maybe your shaved legs feel wonderfully smooth against your jeans. Maybe your favorite bracelet feels nice around your wrist. Maybe your hair falls exactly how you wanted this morning. Life is full of these tiny gifts. I think they deserve to be noticed. Actually, there's something I almost forgot. One day, and I don't think it's very far away, you're going to have one of those wonderfully ordinary afternoons where you catch your reflection in a shop window, and instead of immediately checking, you'll simply smile. Not because everything is perfect, because you'll recognize her. Just quietly, there she is. Then you'll keep walking. I think that's going to be a lovely day. Come on, beautiful girl. We've still got a little way to go. And I have a feeling you're beginning to notice the same girl I've been walking beside all along. You know, I don't think we've rushed once. I quite like that. Everything seems to tell us to hurry, walk faster, answer quicker, get there sooner. But I've always thought walking is one of those rare things that reminds you you're already where you are. There's something comforting about that. Actually, can I ask you something? When was the last time you really noticed another girl? Not because you compared yourself, just noticed her. Maybe you liked her jacket. Maybe you thought her boots were cute. Maybe her hair looked nice. Maybe she had a lovely smile. You probably didn't stare. You probably didn't think about it for very long. It was just one tiny passing thought. I wonder how many girls have quietly thought exactly the same thing about you. Her hair's pretty. I like her coat. She's got nice makeup. You never get to hear those thoughts. That's such a shame, because I think there are far more kind thoughts in the world than your mind gives people credit for. Come on, beautiful girl, let's keep walking. You know, I was thinking about mornings. Not every morning, just those little moments after you've finished getting ready. Sometimes everything comes together, sometimes it doesn't. Some days your hair behaves, some days it absolutely refuses. Some days your eyeliner is perfect first time. Other days, well, we don't talk about those days. But every now and then, there's a morning where you catch yourself and quietly think, oh, I actually look quite pretty today. I wish you believed that thought a little longer before talking yourself out of it, because I think your first thought is usually the honest one. Fear is just quicker at answering. Still with me? Good. Can I tell you something I noticed? Actually, maybe noticed isn't quite the right word. More imagined. I imagined you waiting to cross a road, not thinking about much, maybe listening to music, maybe just letting your thoughts wander. And without realizing, your weight shifts gently onto one hip. Your shoulders relax. Your hand slips into your pocket. Your hair moves in the breeze. You don't plan any of it. Your body simply settles into itself. There's something incredibly feminine about that. Not because somebody taught you, because your body has been quietly finding comfort. I think bodies are clever like that. Come on, beautiful girl. I bet there have been moments where you've reached down absent-mindedly and smoothed your skirt, or your top, or your jumper, not because anything was wrong, just because it felt natural. Girls do little things like that all the time. Tiny, unconscious movements. I think yours have become beautifully ordinary. Can I guess another one? I bet you've noticed your legs more recently. Not because you're judging them, because every now and then they simply feel nice, freshly shaved, smooth beneath your jeans, or brushing gently together as you walk. It's funny, people talk about huge milestones. Nobody tells you how unexpectedly lovely it feels to notice your own legs, or to catch yourself thinking, they actually look really nice. Those moments deserve celebrating, quietly, just between you and yourself. Come on, beautiful girl, let's keep walking. Can I tell you one of my favorite thoughts? One day, you're going to walk past a mirror, and instead of stopping, you're going to smile, almost without thinking, and keep walking. Not because you've given up caring, because you'll already know what you'll see. You, a lovely girl, on her way somewhere. I think that's a beautiful destination. You know, I wonder if you've noticed something about your body lately. It feels less like something you're waiting for, and more like somewhere you're beginning to live. Your skin feels softer. Your hips feel more familiar. Your chest settles naturally beneath your clothes. Your favorite outfit fits just a little more comfortably. Nothing dramatic, just another ordinary Tuesday. I think ordinary Tuesdays can change lives. See, you're still doing beautifully. One step, then another. And somewhere between where we started and wherever we're going, I think you've stopped trying quite so hard to become her, because you're quietly beginning to recognize she's been walking beside me this whole time, and she's really rather lovely. Hey, you know, I've been smiling to myself for the last few minutes, not because anything extraordinary happened, just because you seem lighter. Maybe I'm imagining it, maybe I'm not. Either way, I think it suits you. Come on, beautiful girl. Let's keep walking. Can I tell you something? I don't think you realize how often girls quietly check each other out. Not in a strange way, just little moments. Oh, I like her shoes. Her hair looks really soft. That's a lovely color on her. It happens all the time. And I wonder how many times you've been on the receiving end of one of those thoughts without ever knowing. Maybe another girl noticed your eyeliner. Maybe she liked your jacket. Maybe she wished her hair looked as nice as yours did that day. You'll never hear those thoughts, but they still happened. I quite like imagining that. Still with me? Good. You know, I bet there are moments now where your body surprises you in the nicest way. Not because something suddenly changed, because you stopped paying attention for a minute. Maybe you're halfway through reading a message, or choosing something from a shelf, or waiting for your coffee. Then, completely by accident, you catch yourself. The way your hips settle when you stand, the way your jeans fit, the shape of your waist beneath your jumper, the gentle curve your body has been quietly finding. Nothing dramatic, just pleasant. Somehow, those little moments always feel more real than the ones you're searching for. I've always thought that's funny. The nicest moments usually happen while you're busy living. Come on, beautiful girl. Can I guess something? I think you've become kinder to your reflection. Not every day, not every mirror, but some. There are mirrors now where you don't immediately start looking for things to fix. You just look. Sometimes only for a second, sometimes long enough to smile. I think that's progress, even if your brain doesn't always agree. You know, I was watching your hands again. Sorry, they're just interesting. Do you know what I noticed? The way you gesture, the way your fingers move when you're thinking, the way you hold your phone while you're reading, the way you smooth your hair back, the way you straighten the sleeve. Those aren't things you practice anymore. They're just you. Quiet little habits. The sort that become part of somebody without them even noticing. I've got another little theory. I think your favorite outfit has changed. Not because you bought something new, because one particular outfit makes you feel more like yourself. Maybe you reach for it a little more often now. Maybe you wear it on the days you need confidence. Maybe it hangs just right across your shoulders. Maybe it sits comfortably across your chest. Maybe it makes your hips feel lovely. Whatever it is, I hope you wear it often. Life's too short to save your favorite clothes. Wear them on ordinary Tuesdays. Those are the days that deserve them most. You know, there's something beautifully ordinary about the way you walk now. You're not trying to walk like a girl. You're simply walking. And that's exactly what makes it feminine. Your stride is softened. Your hips carry you naturally. Your shoulders don't feel quite so guarded. There's an ease there now. Not all the time, but more often than before. Actually, there's something I wanted to tell you. I don't think enough people appreciate soft skin. Not because somebody else touches it, because you do. Pulling on a jumper, rolling up a sleeve, moisturizing before bed, running your hand absent-mindedly along your arm, crossing your legs and noticing how smooth they feel. Those little moments belong to you. They're private little celebrations. Nobody needs to know about them. They're yours. Come on, beautiful girl. Let's keep walking. Can I tell you something that made me smile? I imagined you laughing, a proper laugh. Not thinking about your voice, not thinking about how you looked. Just laughing. Head slightly back, eyes smiling, shoulders relaxing. For a few seconds, you forgot to monitor yourself. I think that's one of the prettiest things a person can do. Forget they're watching themselves, because that's where real confidence lives. Not in perfection, in freedom. Sometimes I wonder what version of you other people remember. I don't think it's the version that worries so much. I think they remember the girl who smiled, the girl who was kind, the girl with lovely hair, the girl who laughed, the girl who held the door, the girl who looked thoughtful walking through town. Funny, isn't it? We spend so much time worrying about being remembered for the wrong reasons that we almost forget how many ordinary, lovely things people actually notice. I think you're leaving far kinder impressions than you realize. See, you're still doing beautifully. One step, then another. And if I'm honest, I think you've stopped walking beside me. I think we've just become two girls enjoying the same walk. You know, I don't actually want this walk to end yet. Not because I have anything important left to say. I just like talking to you. Actually, that's not quite true. I like walking with you. There's a difference. Walking somehow makes conversations feel more honest. Nobody's trying too hard. You just think out loud. I like that. You know what I noticed? You've stopped checking. Not completely, just less. At the beginning of our walk, I had a feeling you were very aware of yourself, where your hands were, how you were walking, who might be nearby. Now, I don't think you are. I think you're listening, looking around, thinking, breathing, It's lovely to see. Come on, beautiful girl. Let's keep going. Can I tell you something? I really hope you do. Wear perfume, even if nobody else notices. Wear the lip gloss, even if you're only popping to the supermarket. Paint your nails because it makes you smile, not because anyone else will see them. Buy yourself flowers occasionally. Take selfies you never post. Wear the pretty jumper on an ordinary Wednesday. Being a girl isn't something you save for special occasions. It's something you get to enjoy every day. Actually, I think that's one of the nicest things about being feminine. It's made up of hundreds of tiny little rituals. Brushing your hair, choosing earrings, straightening a necklace, moisturizing before bed, finding a lipstick you absolutely refuse to throw away. Those little things, they're not silly. They're part of a life, and I hope you let yourself enjoy them. Still with me? Good. I bet you've got a favorite way to wear your hair now. Maybe tucked behind one ear, maybe loose, maybe tied back, maybe you're still growing it. Whatever it is, I hope you catch yourself playing with it sometimes. Girls do that more than they realize. It's comforting somehow. Come on, beautiful girl. Can I tell you something funny? I don't think your body has been changing quietly. I think it's been changing so patiently that you've stopped noticing all the little victories. Your skin, your waist, your hips, the softness around your face, the way your clothes fit now, the gentle weight across your chest, the way your favorite bra has become such an ordinary part of getting dressed that some mornings you put it on without even thinking. Those things matter, not because they prove anything, because they're yours. You've built this life, one ordinary morning at a time. I imagined something earlier. You walking through town, coffee in one hand, phone in the other, hair catching the breeze. You stop at a crossing, look up, smile politely as someone lets you pass. Then you keep walking. That's it. Nothing dramatic, just another lovely girl getting on with her day. I honestly think there are far more moments like that than you realize. Can I guess one more thing? I bet there have been mornings where you've put an outfit on, looked in the mirror, and thought, my bum actually looks really cute in these, then immediately laughed at yourself. Keep those moments. You deserve them. Or maybe it's your jeans. Maybe you've noticed the way they sit across your hips now. Maybe your favorite leggings feel just a little different. Maybe you caught yourself walking upstairs and smiled because your body felt softer than it used to. Little moments. Nobody else needs to understand them. They're yours. Actually, there's something I hope happens to you soon. I hope someone says, "Excuse me, love," or "Sorry, miss," or "There she is." Not because you need somebody else's approval, because I know how unexpectedly warm those little moments can feel. Sometimes one tiny word can stay with you all day, and I hope you let it. I think you're beginning to trust yourself. Not perfectly, but enough. Enough to laugh more freely. Enough to enjoy your reflection occasionally. Enough to stop apologizing for taking up space. Enough to believe you belong in the world exactly as you are today. I think that's a beautiful place to be. Actually, I think I realized something. When we first started walking, I kept thinking about the girl I wanted you to see. Now, I don't think she needs introducing anymore. She's been here the whole time. She's the girl who smoothed her hair without thinking. The girl who smiled at another woman across the street. The girl who noticed her soft skin pulling her sleeve on. The girl who liked how her hips felt in her favorite jeans. The girl who absent-mindedly adjusted her bra. The girl who caught herself in a reflection and didn't immediately look away. She's just you. See? Come on, girl. Just a little further. You know, I don't think this walk made you more feminine. I think it simply gave you a little more room to notice the femininity that was already there. There's a difference. Sometimes we spend so long waiting to become someone that we forget to notice the person quietly growing into herself every ordinary day. And I think that's what you've been doing. Growing. Not loudly, not dramatically, patiently. Do you remember how loud your thoughts felt at the beginning? I do. Everything seemed important. Everything seemed urgent. Everything seemed like it needed an answer. Now, listen to them. They're still there, just quieter. Like they've finally realized they don't need to shout. I rather like that. Let's keep walking. Can I tell you something I've learned? I don't think confidence is the moment you stop doubting yourself. I think confidence is the moment you stop believing every doubtful thought. There's such a difference. You might still have difficult days. You might still catch a reflection you don't like. You might still compare yourself sometimes. You're human. But I don't think those moments get to decide who you are anymore. They're just moments, and moments pass. I imagine you leaving the house without checking the mirror quite as many times. I imagine you tying your hair up while making breakfast. I imagine you smiling because your mascara behaved itself first time. I imagine you slipping your favorite ring onto your finger. I imagine you noticing how naturally your jeans settle around your hips. I imagine you absent-mindedly smoothing your top across your chest before you head out the door. Not because you're checking, just because people do little things like that. I imagine you reaching for your favorite perfume without wondering whether you're allowed to wear it. Because of course you are. It's yours, just like your life is. Can I let you in on a little secret? I think your body has been making friends with you, little by little. The softness of your skin doesn't surprise you quite so much anymore. Your shaved legs simply feel like your legs. Your favorite bra has become part of getting ready. Your breasts have become something you notice with affection instead of disbelief. Your hips have stopped feeling like something you're hoping for and started feeling like somewhere your hands naturally rest. Your hair has become something you absent-mindedly play with while you're thinking. None of those things happened overnight. They happened while you were busy living, and I think that's rather wonderful. You know what I hope happens later today? I hope someone smiles at you. I hope another girl notices your outfit and quietly thinks it's cute. I hope someone calls you love or miss or she. And I hope, for just 1 second, you let yourself enjoy it. Not because you need somebody else's words to tell you who you are, because little moments of kindness deserve to be felt. Don't rush past them. Collect them. Let them become louder than the anxious thoughts. Actually, that's probably the one thing I wanted you to take away from today. Collect evidence that you're doing okay, not just evidence that you're struggling. Notice the smile from a stranger. Notice how comfortable your favorite jumper feels. Notice your hair falling exactly how you wanted. Notice your smooth skin when you roll your sleeves up. Notice your hands looking lovely around your morning coffee. Notice your hips carrying you through the world without asking permission. Notice the gentle movement of your chest as you breathe. Notice yourself the kind way, because she's worth noticing. Still with me? I thought so. You know, I don't think you needed me to tell you that you're a girl. I think some part of you has always known. Maybe that's why these walks matter. Not because they change who you are, because they remind you. Every now and then, life gets noisy, and it's nice to have somebody quietly say, there you are. Not because you were lost, because you deserve to feel recognized. Come on, beautiful girl, we're nearly there. Before we go our separate ways, I want you to do something for me. Not now. Later. At some completely ordinary moment. When you're walking somewhere, or making a coffee, or brushing your hair, or waiting for a bus, or standing in a queue. I want you to notice yourself the way you've been noticing other girls. Not critically, curiously. Maybe you'll notice how pretty your eyelashes look today. Maybe you'll like the way your lip gloss catches the light. Maybe you'll catch your reflection and think your smile looks soft. Maybe you'll notice your favorite jeans hugging your hips. Maybe you'll absent-mindedly smooth your top across your chest and quietly smile. Maybe you'll realize your hands look gentle. Maybe you'll notice how naturally you walk now. And maybe, just maybe, you'll think the same thing I've been thinking this whole time. She looks lovely. Then keep walking, because that's what girls do. They keep living, they keep laughing, they keep getting coffee, they keep texting friends, they keep buying shampoo, they keep rolling their eyes at bad weather, they keep forgetting where they left their keys, they keep putting lip balm on at traffic lights, they keep brushing hair out of their face when the wind gets cheeky. They keep becoming more themselves without even noticing, and so will you. I think that's the nicest part. Nothing magical happened today. We just went for a walk. Two girls sharing a little piece of an ordinary day. And somehow, ordinary days have a habit of changing us. Anyway, I think this is where I'll leave you. Not because the walk is over, because you've got somewhere to be. Go and enjoy your day. Notice little things. Be kind to yourself. Leave room for kind thoughts. Smile when you catch yourself smiling. Let yourself enjoy being you. And if, somewhere down the road, life starts feeling a little loud again, you already know what to do. You've got this, girl.